Hello friends, welcome to our channel Geologica, and we are here dealing with the 100 geomorphology MCQs, and in this video we will see MCQs from question number 18 to question number 25. So let's begin. Question number 18th one is, a stream that has more sediment to move than it can carry at one time is likely to be mature or meandering, braided or youthful. So when a stream has more sediment than its carrying capacity, then what happens is that, let us consider that this is the river, and if it has the more sediment, it will start to deposit something like this. And as it start to deposit, it will look something like this. The deposition is there, and river will move along the many smaller ways like this. So this is actually known as the braided pattern or braided type of streams. Okay, so here third option will be our right answer. Now question number 19th one is, radial drainage pattern is most likely to develop on. Now radial drainage pattern will have a relationship something like this, as you can see here. The water or the rivers are emerging from a central point and moving away from each other like this. So this is a radial type of drainage pattern, and it can be found in a dome type of structure, as you can see in this picture. So here the for any type of dome you have the only second option, which is containing a dome. So it is not a natural levee, neither granite nor the horizontal layers of volcanic rock. It is the granite dome. So here second option will be our right answer. Now there is one more condition. Sometimes you have some river pattern like this, that they are coming towards a center point. So it is also known as the radial drainage pattern, and this is generally found in the basin like structure. When you have the three-dimensional basin, then from all sides of this basin the river or water is coming, so it will be called as the radial drainage pattern. Okay, so here it is granite dome. Now question number 20th is, a watershed developed over a sail will have empty space. Here we have to fill, then drainage density, then one which is developed over the sandstone. So there are two rocks, one you have the sail and another one you have the sandstone. So if watershed is developed on both the rocks, the sail rock will have higher drainage density. It is because the erosional process is more in the sail rock than that of sandstone. We can pick up the sediments more from the sail rock than that of sandstone. So as we pick up more sediment, then definitely it will generate more areas, more place to for the waterside. So definitely second option and higher will be our right answer. Keep in mind that here I am not using the term weathering, rather I am using the term erosion, the picking up of the material. Okay, so watershed developed over a sail will have higher drainage density than that one developed over the sandstone. Okay, now next question is, physical weathering is not characteristic of. So as you know that physical weathering, in the chemical weathering, which is another type of weathering, we need some sort of solutions. So if there is no solution, then definitely it will be dominated by physical weathering. So as you will see on the options, you will have the polar regions where you have the very cold temperature, and in the cold deserts as well. So you know that for any type of reaction there should be certain temperature. For the activation of that reaction cannot activate in the lower temperatures. It needs some sort of temperature, and that is known as the activation energy of any material or any reactant. So if you don't have any temperature, definitely there will be no reaction. So first and second option will be dominated by physical type of weathering. Now in the third option you have the hot deserts, which having the more or the extreme temperatures. So in the extreme temperature, if there is any solution, it will be found on the gaseous state. So definitely here also you will not have any solution, and hence no chemical weathering, and it will be characterized by the only physical weathering. While in the semi-arid regions you have the certain amount of water due to the different type of precipitations, so then you have solution. And definitely if there is solution, then the formation of or the processes of chemical weathering will be started. So fourth option is not dominated by the physical weathering, or it may not be characterized by the physical weathering, and hence fourth option will be our right answer. Now question number 22nd is, the environment between the high tide and low tide levels of sea is known as. To understand the sea, we have divided the water or the into the different zones. As you can see in this picture, you have the several zones. Like you have the Neritic, Oceanic, Littoral, Sublittoral, Benthic, Basal, Abyssal, Hadal zone, as well as this is the surface zoning, and you have the zones for a particular column like the epipelagic zone, mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abapelagic zone. So as you can see, this is the littoral zone, which is the uppermost layer of water. It is characterized by the difference between the high tide and low tide. If the high tide is reaching at this much level and low tide is reaching at this much level, then this zone will be characterized as the littoral zone, and this is asked in your question. So the environment between the high tide and low tide levels of the sea is known as littoral zone. Okay, and hence second option will be our right answer. Now next question is, sinkhole, doline, dripstone are characteristic of. So these all three are the characteristic of karst topography. And you know that karst topography is related to the groundwater, water which is below the surface. And aeolian is related to the air, glacial is the glaciers, fluvial is the activity of river or water. So hence these three belongs to karst topographies. Third option will be our right answer. Now next question is, which of the following is formed by the glacial erosion? And you have the options yardang, potholes, cuestas and arids. So yardang, potholes and cuestas, these are related to aeolian and alluvial processes, while the arid is related to the glacial erosion, and there are certain other terms also in the glacial erosion, like you have the arid as given in question, then you have horn, col, tarn, circuit, spur, hanging valley, comb, glacial steps, U-shaped trunk valleys, like these. Okay, so most importantly, horn, tarn, arids. These three are some different terminologies which are not given in general books, so you can learn these three. And here, fourth option will be our right answer. Question number 25th is, the mature stage feature of the river is. So it is meanders. Now meanders and oxbow lake sometimes very confusable, that which we should consider in the matured stage and which we should consider in the old stage. So if both the two are given, you should consider meander in the matured stage and oxbow lake in the old stage. Now meanders can also be found in the old stage, but oxbow lake is very less, or in the initial stage of oxbow lake you will find in the matured stage. So if these two are given, you should consider meanders in the mature and oxbow lake in the late or old stage. Okay, so it's all about for today. Thank you so much. In the next video we will see Further questions from question number 26.